Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into the wild world of the Old West to uncover some of the most fascinating and hilarious insults from that era. You won't believe what people used to call each other back then. We're talking about the kind of insults that would make even the toughest cowboy blush. Get ready to laugh and learn as we explore the colorful language of the Wild West. So, saddle up and get ready for a wild ride through the history of Old West insults. Picture this. It's a freezing sun's barely up, your breath hangs in the air, and you're trying to pour yourself a cup of coffee. But there's one problem. The molasses is moving slower than a snail in a stampede. That's exactly why folks back then would call someone slow as molasses in January. Now let's talk about a time when tensions were high and the nation was divided, the Civil War. Those, my friends, were the Bluebellies, the Union soldiers fighting for the North. It was specifically used for the ones who were a little too sure of themselves, the ones who strutted around like they owned the place. Imagine a murky, muddy watering hole in the heart of the Old West. In the Old West, a bottom feeder wasn't just some slimy creature living in the mud. It was a term for someone who'd take advantage of others' misfortune for their own gain. Picture a herd of cattle grazing on the open range, their bellies full of lush green grass. In the Old West, calling someone grass-bellied was a not-so-subtle way of saying they were carrying a little extra weight. It was a comparison to those overfed cattle, their bellies distended from all that grazing. Imagine a young, inexperienced bull, its horns just starting to grow in. That's exactly why folks back then used the term greenhorn to describe newcomers. They were eager and full of enthusiasm, but their lack of experience often made them stand out like a sore thumb. Imagine trying to run with your boots filled with lead. In the Old West, if someone was called lead-footed, it meant they were awkward, clumsy, and moved with all the grace of a drunken ox. They were the ones who tripped over their own feet, spilled their drinks, and generally wreaked havoc wherever they went. Imagine stepping onto the rugged terrain of the Old West for the very first time. For someone used to soft living, each step would be pure agony. These tenderfoots were easily recognizable by their soft, uncalloused feet, a clear sign they hadn't yet endured the harsh realities of the frontier. Picture a young, cocky kid all full of himself and quick with a sassy remark. He's a whippersnapper, someone who needs to be taken down a peg or two. It's the kind of word a grizzled old prospector might use to put a cocky young gunslinger in his place. Well, partners, we've reached the end of our journey through the colorful world of Old West insults. From slow as molasses in January to whippersnapper, these words give us a glimpse into the lives, humor, and values of those who lived in a time when words could cut as deep as any blade. If you enjoyed this wild ride through history, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And hey, if you know any other Old West insults, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Until next time, stay curious.